Hello everyone! Today we are taking you to the beautiful and vibrant city of Barcelona. We are going to show you our favorite places, the biggest attractions and lots of delicious Spanish tapas. If you're curious what to see in Barcelona, stay with us and don't forget to subscribe as we are already preparing a new vlog from Berlin Christmas markets. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Currently we are in Barcelona, which is absolutely my favorite city in the world, and today we are going to La Boqueria market, so there will be a lot of delicious food. But first we are heading for breakfast to a traditional Spanish chocolateria. For breakfast we went to a very traditional cafe called La Pallaresa Chocolateria. The place was very authentic, we were surrounded by Spanish people only, and it was clear that it's not a tourist spot. The good thing about places like this one is that they are very affordable. We decided to have churros, traditional Spanish hot chocolate, espresso to toast with ham and cheese, and my biggest discovery, a delicious dessert called Mato de Pedralbes. It is something very similar to crema catalana and you have to try it when you're in Barcelona, so don't forget the name. Everything was delicious and the prices were very reasonable. For example, churros were only €85, chocolate €2.85 and the toast with ham and cheese was €3.30. After breakfast we went to La Boqueria market. This is one of our favorite markets in Europe. You can get there directly from La Rambla, which is the main tourist street in Barcelona. La Boqueria market is a real paradise for street food lovers. Here you will find the largest selection of fresh juices, seafood, traditional Spanish hams, cheeses and restaurant stalls with delicious food offering mainly tapas and fish. The great thing is that all the products are local and fresh, so it is worth trying all the Spanish specialties. And even if you are not a fan of Spanish cuisine, it is worth visiting the market as a tourist attraction. This time we decided to eat in a restaurant called El Quim de la Boqueria, which according to our research is probably the best one in the whole market, and only here you can notice very long queues, so you have to wait a bit to get a table. We waited about 25 minutes. The food was very tasty, but the menu was quite strange in terms of prices, because the small tapas like croquettes or patatas bravas were very cheap, while the main courses on the other hand were quite expensive. Later we went to another market called Santa Caterina, which is definitely less touristy, and there you can see mostly locals doing their daily groceries. Nevertheless, there is also a separate food area where you can sit and have some tapas. Barri Gothic and Born district are the best part of the trip. Honestly, for me, Barcelona is all about exploring the narrow streets with hanging laundry, admiring old houses, discovering small tapas bars bustling with life in the evenings, and shops with handmade and local products. We were exploring the nooks of this district every day, and we can certainly say that we managed to visit all of it. This is probably the best memory of Barcelona.
You cannot miss the square with the beautiful Cathedral of Barcelona, where we had a chance to visit the Christmas market. Interestingly, it didn't resemble those that we know from Germany or Poland, as basically almost all of the stands were selling Christmas tree decorations and there was no food or mulled wine. Nevertheless, the fair was very beautiful. If you are a fan of Spanish hams and charcuterie, make sure to check out the Enrique Thomas store. We were amazed by the quality of the products during our first visit to Barcelona in 2017, and since then we often order them online to enjoy the food at home in Berlin.
By the way, we highly recommend visiting Barcelona in winter. Apart from the lower price and better availability of the hotels, you will definitely enjoy the weather. For us, the difference between Germany and Barcelona was huge, and that was the most enjoyable part of the trip. When we left Berlin, we left the freezing cold behind, so when it was 17 degrees and sunny in Barcelona, we could definitely feel that we are on holiday. Probably in the summer we wouldn't fully appreciate such a beautiful weather and we would complain about the heat.
For dinner we went to a rather unique restaurant, which at first glance looks like a bookstore. It had very good ratings on Google and we weren't disappointed. The food was excellent. We ordered some starters like anchovies, toasts with goat cheese, a plate of Spanish cheeses and cold cuts, and chorizo cooked in cider. We can definitely recommend this place.
We stayed at roommate Gerard because we had a good experience with roommate hotels so far. Unfortunately, we cannot fully recommend it. The internet connection was barely working and the location could have been better. However, we have to admit that the rooms were very nice and clean, the bathroom was also very stylish and the view from our window was magical, especially during sunsets. On the top floor there was also a rooftop terrace with a small pool and a bar. Another beautiful morning in Barcelona. This time for breakfast we went to Citizen Cafe, in my opinion the best breakfast place. I absolutely recommend a bagel with scrambled eggs, avocado and feta cheese. I liked it so much that we came back the next day. Maciek decided to have pastrami sandwich. The food here is so delicious that often there is a queue in front of the restaurant.
Barcelona means Gaudi. We were particularly impressed by the colorful Park Güell, which is why we returned to visit it again. The panorama that is on every photo and postcard is simply beyond compare. Patterned mosaic, a garden with surreal houses in the back and behind it a view of whole city, thousands of colorful houses and the sea on the horizon. You simply have to see it. This time we visited the park when Spain celebrated the Day of the Constitution and almost everyone had a holiday. So, as it turned out, there were many people there, what you can see on the video. We couldn't get to the Hall of 100 Columns because the queue was a few hundred meters long.
For lunch we went to a very cool restaurant called Tapeo, for tapas of course. When in Spain you must try patatas bravas, which are crispy potatoes with two sauces, red spicy and aioli. You cannot miss traditional Spanish croquettes, most often they are with ham and bechamel, but you can also find many other variations. In Tapeo we also ordered quite a unique dish, namely rabbit with snails. Everything was super delicious.
After lunch, we visited one of the symbols of Barcelona, the Sagrada Familia Basilica. It is Antoni Gaudi's major accomplishment and is on the UNESCO Heritage List for Europe. This time we didn't go inside because it would cost us about 70 euros for two people, but if you are in Barcelona for the first time, you absolutely have to visit it. The basilica inside is much more spectacular than from the outside. The colorful stained glass windows diffuse the light beautifully, and the structural elements make you feel as if you were inside a living organism.
We came back to the hotel just in time for a beautiful sunset, and for dinner we went to Sensi Bistro, which we remembered so well from our last visit to Barcelona. The food was and still is excellent. Of course, as usual, we ordered croquettes, this time not only with meat, but also some vegan ones, which quite surprised us. In fact, we couldn't tell which croquettes were which because the vegan ones didn't lag behind in terms of taste, which is usually the case. We also went for ceviche and truffle ravioli.
Another day, another breakfast. This time it happened to be the Bistro Firebug. Mediterranean toast and pastrami sandwich were very tasty, but the Citizen Cafe from the previous day was the winner for us. After breakfast we went for a walk along Barcelona's main promenade, La Rambla. We don't particularly like it, but being in Barcelona it's a must. Besides, it's a place very popular among pickpockets, so be careful and keep your wallet safe. On both sides of the street there are many souvenir stores and restaurants of dubious quality.
Walking towards the sea, we reached La Barceloneta, which is a seaside district of Barcelona, also called the fishing district. We admired both the port, full of beautiful yachts, but also the beach, where we enjoyed the sun. In the streets of La Barceloneta, it is worth stopping by for lunch or dinner, because here you will find many great bars offering fresh fish and seafood. Visually, however, La Barceloneta can seem a bit dark and overwhelming if you walk a bit further into the streets between the buildings.
For lunch we decided to drop by Bar Mono, a very nice restaurant, although a bit on the expensive side if we had to compare it to other establishments. We ate there a typical Spanish dish, paella. On the plus side, it was made to order, unlike many places that serve frozen paella. It was tasty, although we had a better one in Berlin.
For dessert, we truly recommend Hoffmann Patisserie. You will recognize it, but it's pretty mint-colored interior and rather long queues to get in. Apart from small masterpieces of culinary art, this place is famous for its croissants with mascarpone cream that we just bought. They are delicious and cost around €2.
In the afternoon we went to the renowned shopping street of Passeig de Gracia. Even though Spain had a national holiday again, all the stores were open, and what's more, there were thousands of people out doing their Christmas shopping. Walking down the street you will reach Casa Batlló, another of Antoni Gaudi's masterpieces. It is a quirky, colorful building that was designed by him. Again, we didn't go inside because the admission costs as much as €35 per person, but if you haven't been here, we truly recommend it because the interiors are really fascinating.
When you've had enough of Spanish cuisine, visit Trattoria Bella Italia. This place serves mainly delicious Neapolitan pizza, according to many, the best in Barcelona. However, starters like the zucchini flowers stuffed with ricotta cheese were also very tasty.
This time we wanted to see something new, so we went to the Güell Palace. But it wasn't a particularly interesting attraction. Out of all Gaudi's works, the three previously mentioned ones, Park Güell, Sagrada Familia and Casa Batlló, are much more worth visiting. For dinner we went to Bodega La Puntual. This place was very authentic, but unfortunately the food was pretty mediocre. The octopus rather chewy and the prices a bit steep. We had a much more positive impression of Mimos Born restaurant. It was one of the best restaurants we went to on this trip. It offers not only classic Spanish dishes, but also some fusion cuisine. We traditionally went for croquettes and potatoes, but there was also room for bao buns. Taste-wise, everything was top-notch, and the service was also very attentive. Walking around Barcelona, you will surely come across the Catalan Music Palace. Although we didn't go in, this gem of modernist architecture looks also very impressive from the outside. The palace also offers guided tours. On the opposite side of the street you can find another nice tapas place called Tosca Palau. We recommend in particular the empanadas with mozzarella.
We hope you enjoyed our vlog from Barcelona, and if so, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because we are already preparing a new vlog from the Christmas markets in Berlin.